This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Okay, so Trae the Truth, I got more information on this missing child thing. So what it is he had custody of the child, right? And he dropped the kid off with the mother, and the mother bounced, and she has a lot of allegations against him. So they have their own issues between each other, and she went ghost because something's going on in his family. He knows the child's in California now, and he's looking for the kid, and he's contacted like the FBI. I mean, it is his kid, and he has custody. So, I don't know. Anyways, I thought the kid was taken by a random stranger. I didn't know it was taken by the mother. So, it's different. Still sad, you know. Then we got Bhad Bhabie. She does this whole live where she's, talking about how she cheated first because she DM'd Chief Keef, and then her baby dad then cheated with Travis Barker's daughter by talking to her. And then, he beat her up, and she said it's okay because I was wrong. And it's like, this is like and then she's vaping while claiming she has cancer. The whole thing doesn't make sense. This girl's very lost. Always has been very lost. OnlyFans gave her a come up like no other. And, we'll see what happens one day, right? She's, she claims she's only 21, but that's impossible because she came around what, 2017 or 18, and she was 16 then. So she's like 23, 24 now, something like that. Who knows if she was in 16 then? She could have been 18, who knows. But she has an ongoing relationship with Chief Keef. And don't forget, NBA Youngboy was one of her other side pieces at one point. Tory Lanez responds to this Meg Thee Stallion case where she's saying that Tory is stalking her and won't leave her alone and tormenting her, and she wishes it would have all ended that day because Tory is just tormenting her. Her dad was, Tory's dad supposedly paid Milagro up to $3,000 over the course of like 2 years, which is like not a lot of money. It doesn't prove anything. They're like, oh, he was paying for negative press on Meg. So even if that's the case, so what? What does that prove? Nothing. Milagro wasn't even big in 2020, right? I think that the father and Milagro dated. That's what I think. And I think he was giving her a little bit of money here and there because some of that money transaction happened before there was even a case. So Tory Lanez responds with a statement. We are issuing a brief statement from the response to recent allegations made against our client, Daystar Peterson, a.k.a. Tory Lanez, by Megan Pete, a.k.a. Megan Thee Stallion. Our approach will focus on common sense. In regard to the ridiculous claim, a writ habeas corpus was actually filed prior to the release of Miss Pete's documentary in an attempt to undermine her work is ludicrous. We would like to point out that the appellate courts impose strict timelines for when filings and responses occur. Are the abusers now suggesting that the courts are trying to disrupt Miss Pete's documentary? Our client, Mr. Peterson, was simply complying with those legal deadlines as required by the courts. As for Zelle transactions of $3,000, we must ask the public not to jump to conclusions. The legal process will not only address these matters, but prove 100% without a shadow of doubt that they had nothing to do with Mr. Daystar Peterson or his case at all. We trust that the facts will come to this to light in the court. We believe that the funds were sent by Mr. Sonstar Peterson and will be fully accounted for and not connected to the client. This issue will be resolved by lawyers and courts where the truth will be revealed. On a broader note, I believe it is important to consider the pattern of behavior we are seeing when someone openly admitted to lying on major public platforms such as Gayle King Show and others to the people. At what point do we as a society stop believing the narrative they are pushing and ask ourselves enough is enough? We trust that the truth will be fully examined and proven through the legal process, and we remain 100% confident in our case. Yeah, that Meg is actually harassing Tory Lanez at this point. She can't stand that he's still relevant 2 years into his prison sentence. She was hoping to destroy and leave him where he was, in jail, where she put him. Let's just be honest, okay? And I believe that him, Meg, and Kelsey are all guilty of something. Like I say, time and time again. Kanye West did one of them those crazy depositions. Eventually put a mask on during this, and said, "You don't deserve to see my face." That was funny. Now Cordae, grilled by Charlemagne. Charlemagne uses the excuse that, the blogs say that your last album flopped because it only did 10,000 the first week. Which kind of is a flop, right? Especially when Cordae's on a major label, right? And Charlemagne didn't call it out straight up. He tried to use the blogs say, So anyways, Cordae says, well, a lot of white guys run these blogs and they push this narrative and nitpick. How are you going to judge my whole album on 1 week? Nobody said the album was trash. But the album didn't do well because there wasn't enough interest generated in the album. He says, I don't consider it a flop because, I hustle the album. And that's a good attitude to take because you can continue to hustle the product. But you can't take away that the album did flop and maybe you're losing interest. I like Cordae. I think his music's good, but I don't even know why Charlemagne asked that question. It's almost like Cordae wanted to be asked that question because that's a harsh question to ask during an interview, to be honest, But anyways, and Charlemagne's not that harsh anymore. He's all about mental health, right? This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.